Hey Gooners. That's not what I wanted to say. I was trying to say gamers, and yet I clearly didn't. But it still kind of works for this video. Hi! Your favorite girl is here. A couple weeks ago, my YouTube homepage recommended me this video of a dating sim involving Caleb from Love in Deep Space, which is crazy considering Caleb is already from a dating sim. Anyways, shout out to the YouTuber Milbury for letting my For You page be aware of this video, because obviously I'm like, what the frick is this? I need to know more. And luckily the creator had dropped the link in their bio, and I was like, oh my god, I have to check this out because this may or may not be a video topic. Come to find out, it takes me to an Ichio page, which I don't know what the drama is with Ichio, but apparently there's some drama. Is my light too bright? I feel like it's too bright. Am I like washed out? Okay, I feel like that's better. I'm not as blinding as before. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't need to be doing this. I'm actually avoiding my responsibilities by making this video. What can I say? It's just how I am. So I click on the link and it takes me to this Ichio page thinking I'm gonna find this game that the creator was playing. No. I mean, yes, but also no in the way that it's yes. I am thus greeted with several dating sims, and one of them being a Leon Kennedy one, which, if you don't know, I am a little bit of a Leon Kennedy fan. I like him a normal amount. I don't get weird or anything about him. Like, I just think he's really cool. But in any case, today we're playing a Leon Kennedy dating sim. That's the hook, that's the intro. I'm getting the frick in this now. Can I do full page? Full screen? Oh god. Hey, yeah, choose a skin color. What is this range? Where are my dark skinned girlies gonna show up as? You step out of the worn-torn house, the door creaking behind you as it swings open. You've been preparing for this night longer than you care to admit. Every step feels heavy. If I'm gonna be narrating, I need to hydrate. Your gaze lingers on the windows. And am I like, is there a monster in there? This is not Supernatural. I need to, oh my god, if they did a Supernatural, stop! Where's my Castiel dating sim? Inside, the shadows of your old life remain. A life that feels like a ghost now. Photographs on the walls, dust-covered remnants of forgotten hobbies. There was a time you had dreams, but they've long since crumbled, replaced by a singular consuming purpose. Hunting. Sunset is close. It's time. Is it party time? Party, yeah. Oh, it's bonfire time. The bonfire pierces the encroaching darkness, a lone beacon amidst the towering trees. You finish threading the barbed wire from tree to tree, building a harsh perimeter around the clearing, a trap with no escape. Oh my god, what am I hunting? You need to be fast. They'll come soon. Who is they? Tripwires outside the clearing as well. Probably outside. I'm trying to get them in here. You extend the explosives beyond the clearing, placing tripwires along the outer perimeter. If any of them manage to slip past the first line of defense, these will catch them. Tonight, there is no escape. The forest deepens into shadow as you finish setting the tripwires. You nod, satisfied. But there's one last step. Pulling out a knife, you make a swift cut across your palm. Ow, I always hated when they did in the movies. Does that not hurt? You just go, and then you have like, now you're like open to infection, babes. I hope you're proud of yourself. Letting your blood drip into the soil. It's dark, almost black in the fading light. The ground drinks it up, vanishing as quickly as it falls. You don't usually do this. They're already drawn to the living. Who is? The spooky Yukis? But today is different. You need all of them to come. You've tried tracking them to their lairs before, but the tunnels are too winding, too deep, too impossible to navigate. So instead, you draw them out, just like they lure humans using their scent to pull people to their deaths. What am I hunting, dog? Sliding the gas mask over your face, the rubber cool and the constricting against your skin. You settle behind a tree. A sharp pang of isolation digs into you. You wish you didn't have to do this alone, but the remaining townsfolk have changed? Why'd I say it like that? Changed. The last rays of sunlight disappear, leaving a dense, suffocating silence. It's as if the forest itself is holding its breath, aware of what's coming. Is it gonna let go of the breath it didn't know it was holding in? Am I gonna let go of the breath I didn't know I was holding in? As soon as the creatures step into the clearing, the explosives will rip through the first wave, and the barbed wire will hold the rest in place. Then more will come. You'll pick them off, wave by wave, until nothing's left but ash. Am I getting paid for this at least? Am I doing this out of the goodness of my heart? Tonight, either you kill them all or they finally take you. Oh, Leon's POV. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Leon drives into the city. The street's dead and abandoned. Another ghost town, courtesy of Umbrella. That shirt is clinging to him. My god. Sir, your waist, it's missing. We can't find it. His eyes flick to a cracked window as he passes, but there's nothing there. Just shadows shifting in the last light of day. Hate it when the neighbors are this quiet. That's not. The sun sinks lower, bleeding orange and red across the sky. He sighs, tapping his fingers on the handlebars. He wanted to get here earlier, but the mission briefing dragged on, and the local cops weren't exactly helpful. When he asks if they'd seen anything strange, they all give him the same blank stare. Nope. Nothing, sir. He's not sure if they're lying, clueless, or just terrified. Maybe all of the above. His GPS flashes, guiding him toward the lab on the outskirts. It's nestled in the forest up on a hill. Easy enough, right? Just find the missing team, check the lab, and get out. Simple, except it never is. I was about to say, baby, you should know this by now. Like... Hello? Leon kills the engine and swings off the bike, the silence wrapping around him. The air feels... wrong. The kind of stillness that gets under your skin. Okay, Leon, just another spooky forest. What could go wrong? I could give him my Dean voice. Sam! Then he sees it, a flickering light through the trees. Leon stops, narrowing his eyes. Someone's here. He steps off the path, crouching low behind the tree for cover, watching the bonfire pulse in the dark. Whoever's camping out there has terrible taste in ambiance. Listen, dude, I'm doing my best! Then a faint smell hits him. Sweet, cloying. Almost floral. He grips his gun tighter, muscles tensing as his instincts kick in. There is the usual rotting stench of the BOWs. I don't know why that was difficult to say. Whatever's ahead, it feels like it's calling to him. The last of the sunlight slips behind the trees. Darkness closes in, and the lights flicker again, casting eerie shadows that seem to reach for him. He moves forward, slow and steady. His senses on high alert. He's done this before, more times than he's cared to remember. Yeah, it's literally his job, so. Spotting an opening, he steps forward, but something brushes against his chest. His big, strong... A wire. A faint beeping. Oh, wait! Oh, shit. I forgot. I set up a tripwire. You know what? It's fine. He easily recovers from those. He'll be okay. Why is his face like this? Sir, what's going on? A faint beeping reaches him a second too late. Oh my god, wait, did I kill him? Guess I really walked into that one. The tripwire triggers, a deafening blast tearing through the air. You are dead! Awesome! Here I am, trying to be proactive. How was I supposed to know he was gonna show up? I'm over here doing what I need to do. You think I'm gonna wait for somebody else to take care of business if I can take care of it myself? No. The frig? Alright, fine. Okay, your POV. You listen. Breath fogging the inside of your gas mask. Sharp, creaking noise breaks the silence. The sound of chitinous legs scraping over dry bark. The familiar clicks and snaps you come to associate with the creatures. They're here. Your heart pounds, and you steady your breath. The filtered air dry and stale against your lips. Fingers tightening around the flamethrower, you prepare to rise from your hiding spot, every muscle coiled. Then, movement catches your eye. A figure slipping through the clearing. A man. A beautiful man. Ah! You freeze, watching as he steps closer to your traps. Wait, is he? He's disabling your tripwire. What the frick, dude? I set those up for a reason! Your pulse races, your heart hammering. Why is he disabling them? Just go around them, dude. What? Without thinking, you sprint from your spot, weaving through the traps you've committed to memory. You! Stop! Your voice comes out muffled. Oh. But he halts, turning to face you. For a split second, you're taken aback. He's... not what you expected. Sharp features, piercing eyes, striking in a way that seems out of place here. Not the kind of person you expect to stumble into a nightmare like this. Your gaze flicks to his hand, hovering near his gun. Tense posture and controlled. Definitely not a civilian. Well, duh, do you see the size of these arms? Baby girl, what the hell do you think you're doing? He raises an eyebrow, unbothered by your tone. These are yours? Yes. How many did you disable already? He tilts his head, thinking for a moment. A few. You curse under your breath, gripping the flamethrower tighter. Just your luck. A clueless outsider ruining the day you've waited years for. Why do you need so many explosives? I'm hunting. His eyes shift to the flamethrower in your hands, then the barbed wire strung between trees. You have a rather unconventional way of hunting. You take a steadying breath. No time for this. You're not from this town, are you? You really should leave. Now! Your gaze drifts to the tree line, where you sense movement. The scent is starting to seep in. That sickly sweet, floral odor the creatures emit. He's not wearing a mask. Already, you see a slight daze in his eyes. He won't last long if they get too close. Not an option. I gotta get to that lab, and this is the only way through. You fidget with the flamethrower, torn between curiosity and frustration. Whoever he is, he needs to leave. You have no idea what's out there. Wait until morning. Whatever you're looking for at the lab, it's already been ransacked. A familiar sound echoes through the forest. The same clicking, the same sickening creak. They're getting closer. He hears it too, his stance shifting, eyes narrowing. What exactly are you hunting? Before you can respond, yellow eyes blink to life at the edge of the woods. Dozens of them, gleaming like fireflies in the dark, shifting as they lock onto you. Run. You don't wait for his response. Explosions erupt, the ground shaking underfoot, but the creatures charge the smoke faster than you anticipated. Gunshots ring out behind you. You glance back, catching sight of him firing at the creatures as he runs, somehow keeping pace. Save your bullets, it won't kill them! A sharp crack sounds. Am I dealing with Wendigos? And suddenly, warm air seeps into the mask. A piece of debris must have punctured it. You're exposed now. No spare within reach. You can only keep running. Barreling through the underbrush, you fire the flamethrower behind you. A wave of fire scorching the air. The creatures shriek and stumble back, but keep coming. You see him again, shooting at the explosives rigged to a nearby tree. The explosion rocks the clearing, and the smoke blankets everything, the forest erupting into chaos. Oh my god, we started a wildfire. You run until you're far away, gasping as you tear off the broken mask. The man catches up, glancing back at the smoke and fire flickering in the distance. His gun is still in hand, and he looks unfazed. Quite the fireworks show back there. What were those things? You fought them before, right? Your blood boils. You throw the broken mask to the ground. All right, can I save? I don't think I can save. Well, it's not my fault. Had he not got rid of my bombs, I could have handled this shit. It's his fault. It's all your fault. Ugh, what? I was going to kill every last one of them. I had everything set and you ruined it. You ruined everything. Not me and my acting era. Ugh. He takes a defensive stance, eyes hardening. Hey, I didn't know you had that place rigged to explode. Maybe next time, leave a sign. Leave, outsider, or you mess things up even further. He narrows his eyes, looking at you with a calm that only makes your frustration flare hotter. Not for me. For you. You're gonna get yourself killed if you keep this up. Excuse me? You're the one that almost got yourself killed back there. I'm trained for this. I can handle it. You don't know these things like I do. They lure you to their scent. You wanna get to that lab now? Go ahead. But you'll end up like everyone else who's tried. Dead. He pauses, and for the first time, you see his expression soften slightly as he studies you. Did you see a team come through here? A lot of people come through here. They go to the lab, they get what they want, and they leave us to our fate. Or they go there and they never come back. Whoever you're looking for, they're probably dead. Or worse. The man looks back toward the forest, his expression turning somber, thoughtful. I need to go to the lab and figure out what happened to them. I'm not leaving until I do. You shake your head. Unsurprised, of course. They're all the same. Without waiting for a response, you turn and march away, ignoring the ache in your chest. You have to start all over again. Rebuild. Rearm. Your hand finds its pendant resting against your chest. You grip it tightly, letting the familiar shape press into your skin. I'm sorry. You storm back into the house, slamming the door behind you. The gear drops through your hands, but you barely notice. All you could think about is him, the arrogant outsider with his stoic face. You grit your teeth. He's gonna get himself killed. You know it. He doesn't even have a mask. You told him to leave, warned him what was out there. If he dies, that's on him. You owe him nothing. He ruined your plan, your final chance at saving the rest of this town. But the thought of him stumbling into the lab, clueless, gnaws at you. Why the hell do you care? You shouldn't. You don't. Or you do? Despite the hunter's aggression, Leon decides to heed her warning. He waits until early morning before heading to the lab, her sharp words still lingering in his mind. He can't shake the thought that she left too abruptly, without giving him a real chance to help. He could have used more intel. Maybe kept an eye on her too. Oh yeah, keep an eye on her, huh? He shakes his head, recalling the fierce determination in her eyes, the way she almost seems set on wiping out those creatures at any cost. There's no doubt in his mind that the BOWs are involved. The bows? The lab looms ahead, abandoned and half crumbled. He pushes through the entrance. La-di-da-di-da, going to the lab! The hunter hadn't been lying. The place had been thoroughly ransacked. Papers scattered, equipment smashed. Whatever was here is long gone. Perfect. More loose ends. He looks around, wondering what they stole this time. And what it might lead to. Another outbreak? Another bioweapon? It's always something. As soon as he finds out what this new threat is, the better. Maybe the rest of the town and that hunter can still be saved. He pauses, his mind drifting back to Spain. Oh god, yes. Sorry, no, that was a horrible time. He pulls himself back to the present, focusing on the task. After rummaging through a few cabinets, he finds a torn notebook, its pages smudged with age and grime. It seems like a personal diary of the lead scientist. Initial tests with the mold on humans have been promising. Though at great cost, mortality rates are high. I am confident we will create the host surviving enough to receive the the progenitor virus. I seem to have found a way to reduce mortality rates. Mortality? Morality? I can't read. English is hard. But the subjects are changing, disturbingly so. They're becoming more moth-like. Moth? Mothman? Oh my god. Origin story. Process of HGT appears to be responsible. These hybrids are now half human, half insect, emitting a powerful scent that can draw humans toward. The scent acts like the pheromones of female moths, inducing a heightened arousal state. Oh my god. Are we dealing with a pollen tag? The townsfolk whisper about the creature of folklore, the Mothman, which serves our purpose as well. New development. Subjects have become reproducing. Their larvae feed exclusively on human flesh. I am uncertain if these offspring will be able to receive the virus, but it's a potential breakthrough. We will continue observation. March 2nd, 1993. Disappointing results. It appears that the strength of the parents is critical. Only the strongest host can pass on resilience. The weaker offspring have been discarded. I will require more test subjects, stronger young adults, preferably those with their physical prime. This town's population will be depleted soon if we are not careful. Leon flips the pages, but dozens of entries are missing. Years torn away, leaving only the final one. Frantic, scrawled handwriting, as if the scientist had written in his last desperate moments. I done fucked up. Umbrella has cut us off. The facility is compromised. Someone set the creatures loose. They're everywhere, and their staff has begun to fall. I've managed to escape with my mask intact, but the end is near. There's no redemption for me, but I will seek forgiveness all the same. The church, perhaps, is the last place I'll find peace. After that, I leave this cursed town for good. The church, huh? Why am I getting a weird sense of deja vu? He radios Hunt again, relaying the situation and the contents of the diary. She promises to notify the higher-ups and arrange for reinforcements, but of course, it'll take time. I'll send you the blueprints we have on file for the lab. There's mention of an underground facility. Looks like you'll need a key card to get in. A freaking course I do! He follows her directions and finds the door to the underground section, but as she warned, it's locked tight. He'll need to get in if he wants to find out what happened to the missing team. Just as he's about to search elsewhere, he hears a faint noise. Then, a familiar scent reaches him, sickly sweet, cloying with a strange floral edge. Didn't the hunter say these things only came out at night? The smell thickens, his head swimming slightly. He snaps his gun up, instincts kicking in as something shuffles closer in the dark. He fires, the gun's shot ringing out, but the creature barely slows, advancing with a twisted insectoid screech. Then flame light up the room. He turns, catching sight of the hunter, her face obscured by her gas mask. Relief flares up, but it's brief. Which part of bullets don't work didn't you get? Or do you just like wasting ammo? Leon's jaw tightens, annoyance replacing his earlier relief. Of course she has to make this difficult. Yeah, of course I do. What do you mean? It's just to keep us human, babe. The man catches up with you outside, his eyes narrowed, but you can almost see a flicker of relief beneath his guarded expression. You were following me? Next time, if you want a closer look, maybe just ask. I wanted to see if you were as competent as you claimed. You give him a once-over, unimpressed. Clearly not. I had everything under control. You scoff, not even trying to hide your frustration. Sure, if you plan to stick around, you'll need a mask, outsider. I don't like how she says outsider like that. Like, girl, we are all God's children. Why are you being so weird? Name's Leon, and I figured that out myself, thanks. You shake your head and turn on your heel, ready to leave him to his fate. I found a door to an underground section of the lab. You pause, glancing back. The creatures probably hide there during the day. That's where their nests are. You'd never be able to kill them all without going down there. To get in, we'll need a key card. He nods toward the lab entrance, then looks back at you, his gaze steady. And supplies if we want to blow this place sky high. You raise an eyebrow, skeptical. I'm not thrilled about it, but you're going to keep hunting them anyway, right? Might as well join forces. You search his face for any sign of deceit, but he just stares back, annoyingly calm. You don't trust this guy, but you're willing to take any chance to end this, even if this means teaming up with a hot, beautiful man. Oh my god. Oh, who knows his way around a gun? Say please, fine. You know what? I want to be a menace to society. Say please. What? Say please, and I'll help you. Are you serious? I'm the one doing the helping here. Oh yeah, sure, buddy. You cross your arms and wait, watching him wrestle with himself, his pride visibly taking a hit. Finally, he sighs. You sure do make a guy work for it, huh? Fine. Please? You start to smile as he completes the sentence. Please not try to enjoy this too much. Your smile fades into a frown. Oh, trust me, I won't. You pull an old, worn map on the town from your jacket. Wow, look at this! So there's construction, there's the fire station, there's the church. Leon looks in at the map, his shoulder brushing against yours. For a moment, you catch a scent of him. Ooh! Sweat and smoke from the fight, mixing with something faintly sharp, like aftershave. It's oddly distracting, and you take a step back with a glare. Here's the layout of the town. Most of the gas bags have been destroyed by the townsfolk, but we might find a few at the... You swallow, your throat tightening. Fire station. His eyes flick to you, catching the hesitation in your voice. Why did the townsfolk destroy the mask? Memories flash through your mind. A glassy-eyed townsfolk with a crazed frenzy, their minds lost to the pheromones and the endless orgies. Oh my god, this is appalling. Ah! It's against their beliefs. I had a few spare ones, but they got destroyed yesterday thanks to a noisy outsider. Maybe you should have kept them somewhere safer. And maybe you should have never come here. A faint smirk tugs at his lips, his voice dripping with sarcasm. Then I'd have missed out on meeting such a charming person as yourself. You glare, hating the way he just won't back down. The way he seems to find humor in every jab. Well, he's got to. With this job? Come on, son. And where can we find explosives? Here. The construction site. There should be some left in the crates. With any luck, they're still intact. Leon studies the map with a furrowed brow, then nods. The key card is probably at the church. I found a note about it back in the lab. He looks up, meeting your gaze with that infuriating calm. You're the local. Where do you want to start? I think we should get the mass first. That way, I don't have to worry about Leon passing out. You take a deep breath and walk into the fire station, just as empty and abandoned as it was the last time you came here. But now, standing inside it again, you feel the weight pressing down harder than before. The memories flood back uninvited. The sound of your father's voice. The sight of him in his gray— Oh my god, did my dad turn into one of them? The sight of him in his gear. Pride in his eyes when you talk about the work he did. Oh my god, he died, didn't he? It's his pendant. It's been years, but somehow the pain feels fresh, sharp as broken glass. Leon scans the surroundings, his gaze darting around the room, assessing every potential threat and exit. His stance betrays his training. All business. All vigilance. You, on the other hand, are just trying to keep yourself together, forcing one foot in front of the other. The last thing you want is for him to see how much this place affects you. The layout's simple. First floor has the main room, storage, some lockers. Upstairs, risky. There's probably nothing we need up there. You know an awful lot. You catch the flicker of curiosity in his eyes, and a tension seizes in your chest. Memories flash too fast to block them out. Your father's gruff laugh echoing on the halls, the smell of the burning wood from the old stove, the sound of men joking, slapping each other on the back. The ache you've kept buried for so long sharpens, settling like a stone in your chest. Oh my god, they can bond over their trauma! Because Leon lost people when he was in Raccoon City the same way that she probably lost her dad at the fire station. Oh my god! I came here a lot when I was younger. Keep your voice flat, but Leon's gaze narrows, as though he can see straight through the wall you're trying to put up. He's not stupid. He knows there's more that you're not saying. For a moment, his brow furrows, his expression softened just enough that makes you uneasy. What is that? Empathy? Ugh, get that away from me, sir. Republicans be like. You can feel him weighing his words, like he's considering saying something kind. Something that might crack through the armor you've built around yourself. If this place means something to you, we can— Don't. Your voice comes out sharper than you intend, cutting him off before he can finish. You don't care. The last thing you need for him is to poke around parts of you that aren't his business. Well, why don't we make it his business? Leon's jaw tightens, his mouth pressing to a thin line. For a moment, he just looks at you, an unreadable expression in his eyes. Finally, he gives you a short nod, clearly deciding to drop it. Fine. The word lands heavy between you, thickening the silence. You can feel the distance growing, as if both of you are retreating behind invisible walls, mirroring each other's defenses. The quiet stretches, taut with unspoken things neither of you are willing to acknowledge. At last, Leon jerks his head toward the staircase, his voice cold and brisk. We should check the second floor, too. Could be more supplies up there. The structure's a mess. It's better if we stick to the first floor. Make sure we don't miss anything. His eyes narrow, his stance firm, as if he's digging in his heels just to challenge you. That's exactly why we should go up. The townsfolk probably haven't searched there. It might be worth the risk. The frustration coils tighter in your chest, the weight of the memories pressing down like lead. Oh, she doesn't want to go because of the trauma. Girl, this is life or death. You gotta put that shit on hold for a minute. You want to tell him to back off, to stay out of the places he doesn't belong. But the stubborn set of his jaw mirrors your own, and you know he's not gonna back down. Follow Leon's idea or follow your gut? Is it my gut? Or is it my coping mechanism? You know what? Let's go to the second floor. Why the frick not? You grit your teeth, unwilling to argue further. Fine. Let's go to the second floor then. Together, you make your way up the creaking staircase. The floorboards groan underfoot, and each step feels like it could be the last. Your eyes scan the empty, dilapidated space, searching for anything useful. Just as you're about to turn back, Leon gestures to a dusty corner near the row of broken lockers. Found something. 2 gas masks. Hey, look at that! Lie there, half hidden beneath some debris. Before you can respond, the floor beneath you gives a sudden, violent lurch. You let out a gasp, stumbling as the wood cracks and shifts under your feet. Leon reacts instantly, grabbing you by the arm, pulling you up against him just as the ground crumbles beneath you both. You crash down together, the impact sending a jolt of pain through your body. For a moment, you're too stunned to move, lying tangled in the debris with Leon's arm still wrapped around you. Oh, is it? His breathing is heavy. Ah! His face close enough that you can feel his warmth radiating off of him. Oh, can I? Is it? Guess I was right about the floor. You shrug his arm off as you push yourself up. Ah! Girl,
Well, you could have let it linger a little bit.
Thanks for almost getting us killed. Leon scowls, his voice dripping with sarcasm. You're welcome. Grab the two masks, your fingers trembling just slightly. You turn your head back down the stairs, refusing to look his way. As you're moving, your hand brushes against something small and solid in the dust. You stop, bending down to pick it up, and your breath catches. It's a photograph. Is it me and my dad? Is it my dad? It's my dad! It's a photograph, worn and faded, edges curling from age. Your father and his colleagues, smiling and alive, their faces blurred but unmistakable. You swallow hard, a lump forming in your throat. For a second, you consider showing it to Leon, sharing that piece of yourself just this once. Then the walls come back up, solid and unyielding. You fold a photo and slip it in your pocket, its edges digging into your skin like a reminder. Leon's voice breaks through the quiet, snapping you out of the moment. Find anything else? No. Let's leave. He doesn't question it. You follow him out of the station, leaving behind the memories and the ghosts that cling to this place like shadows. The silence between you is heavier than ever, and though you walk side by side, you feel miles apart. Okay, on to the secondary location. Oh, never mind, it's my house. By the time they reach her house, the sky is deepened into a dark, heavy blue. The evening chill has settled around them. She stops abruptly at her door, noticing a bloody note tacked to the wood. Oh, there's people in this town still? She reads it with a scoff, crumpling in her hand, and tosses it aside without a second thought. Leon glances down, catching the streak of ink mixed with dry blood. One of the town's leaders is warning me off, saying I've killed too many of their precious creatures. They don't like the balance being disturbed. Aren't they gonna come after you for that? Let them try. Her tone is sharp, edged with the weariness that speaks of repetition. She pushes the door open, stepping inside without looking back. Leon follows, and the place hits him like a wall. A strange, stifling mix of mothballs and plant oils. The windows sealed tightly, curtains drawn to block out any stray pheromones. As she moves through the small space, her movements are precise, each step purpose-driven. She glides over the concealed compartment of the floor, pulls it open, and retrieves a gallon of fuel, fueling the flamethrower with a practiced hand. She doesn't spare him a glance, acting as if he were just another fixture in the room, an afterthought. Leon watches her, seeing himself reflected in her harsh routines. Methodical way, she checks every corner. Every movement screams survival, but it's more than that. She's wrapped herself in layers of armor, bound tight by invisible barbed wire, keeping the world at arm's length. He's worn the same armor himself, felt the sting of each barb, and he knows how hard it is to let anyone get close. God, they see each other! You sit on a worn chair, focusing on tending to your wounds, cleaning and wrapping with quick, experienced movements. Leon is scanning your space, his eyes drawn to a small cluster of faded photographs on a shelf, his fingers hovering over one of them, hesitating. When did all of this start? You keep your eyes on your wound, tightening the bandage just a little too hard. 3 years ago. A pause, then you add, almost as if forcing yourself to speak. The creatures have been here as long as I can remember. They take a few people each month, and no one would care. Unless it was family. Just some old folklore. A story to scare kids into staying inside after dark. You take a breath, finding down the memories clawing their way up. But when the lab shut down, everything changed. They came every night, like clockwork, taking anyone outside after dark. Anyone who didn't make it inside was gone by morning. Now, it seems they hunt whenever they need to. And it helps that the townsfolk offer them sacrifices. Every week, without fail. The room goes silent, your words hanging in the air like a shadow. You brace yourself for him to ask about the people in the photos, about your family, about the ones you lost. But instead, his voice is quieter, weighted with something you can't quite place. Why didn't you leave? You freeze, hands still on the bandages. You don't answer right away, letting his questions settle into the silence. Then, you resume tending to your wound, though your voice is flat and controlled. I made a promise! I knew it! I'm not leaving until every last one of those things is dead. No point in a promise if you're not around to see it through. He nods toward the wounds you've earned along the way, and you roll your eyes. Spare me the lecture. Someone had to fight. It just ended up being me. He steps closer, and your body goes rigid, instinctively pulling back. But he holds out a small tin, something herbal and pungent with a mix of earthy scents, lavender and other sharper herbs. What is this? For injuries. Works wonders. Hesitantly, you take it, your eyes never leaving his. You study him for a beat, finally breaking the silence. Who exactly are you? He looks at you, his expression unreadable, a flicker of something cautious before he answers. Government agent. It makes sense now. His calm in the face of creatures, the way he handled himself during the day. But that doesn't explain everything. You said you were trained for this kind of situation. How many times have you dealt with things like this? Too many. He sighs, and for a moment, his face softens, his guard slipping just enough for you to catch a glimpse of something deeper. Something raw. I was a rookie cop the first time it happened. I had to learn the hard way. And afterwards, I didn't exactly have a choice. He really didn't, and that sucks. For a brief second, you see something raw in his eyes! Oh my god! My brain! Oh my god, the way that my synapses are just like clicking, bro. Something that feels uncomfortable close to your reflection. You didn't have a choice either. not in any of this. Why didn't you leave? Surprise flickers across his face, and for an instant, you catch a glimpse of something like pain. It's not that simple. You think you might finally get something real out of him, a piece of truth to hold on to. But then just as quickly, his walls snap back into place. And someone has to fight. It just ended up being me. You let out a hollow chuckle. But stop yourself before it fully escapes. You can't afford to get comfortable around him.
Why not? He seems like a nice guy. He is a great guy.
I get it, you're trauma, and you're like, oh, I can't bond with this person because he just might die in the end. Like, I'll just be even more upset. Like, I get it. But like, girl. For all you know, he's only being nice to get under your skin, to make you lower your guard, only to leave, like everyone else has. Oh my God, I literally... My brain is incredible. You shove the tin of herbal medicine back at him, a bit more forceful than necessary. Here, agent. You'll need it more than me. He looks down at it, raising an eyebrow as he takes it back, his expression somewhere between amused and unimpressed. Your reckless confidence is almost charming. Menace to society every single time. Careful, don't fall in love. Don't worry, not happening.
Oh, really?
Is that a challenge, sir? Sleep. I'll take first watch. You start to protest, but he cuts you off with a steady look. We're gonna be a team. You'll need to trust me. You don't respond, but you allow yourself to sink into a light, restless sleep, your senses half tuned to the sounds of the night. The hours stretch on, the room cloaked in heavy silence. And yet, with Leon there, for the first time in months, it doesn't quite feel as suffocating. Despite the friction, the guarded words, and the walls you both refuse to lower, his presence makes the silence just a little less unbearable. You wake up to the sound of soft clatter. Oh my God, is he making me breakfast? Ah! Your muscles are stiff, your body's still on high alert. But as you blink your eyes open, the scent of something cooking hits your senses. Something you haven't smelled in a long time. Girl, what do you eat then? You sit up, rubbing the sleep from your eyes. The morning light filters through the cracked window, casting muted shadows across the room. When you finally focus, you see him. Leon, standing by the stove, frying something in a pan, his back turned to you. What are you doing? Who said you could touch my stuff? Leon doesn't even turn around. His shoulders shift slightly, as if brushing off your comment. Good morning to you too. You walk over, eyeing the state of your kitchen. You're making a mess. A little mess never killed anyone. Unlike other things around here. You're welcome, by the way. You cross your arms, leaning against a wall. Grateful? Sure, but no way are you gonna give him the satisfaction of knowing that. He plates the food and sets it down on the table, gesturing to it with a casual wave. You eye the meal with narrowed eyes, suspicious but intrigued. You've never seen food before. Leon shrugs. Dig in. Or don't. More for me. You sit down reluctantly, glancing at the food. Simple, but warm. The smell is actually kinda nice. Though you'd never admit that either. It's better than anything you've had in a while. You pick up a fork, stabbing into the food without much ceremony, but you're already feeling a little less irritated. Where are we going today? You ask, trying to steer the conversation back to something practical. Something that doesn't feel domestic. I say we go to the construction site. Let's get our materials, then we'll get the key card, and then we'll blow this shit up. The construction site looks the same as you remember. Rusting metal frames, cracked concrete, and piles of debris waiting to collapse at any moment. You've gotten most of the explosives out over the years, but there were always a few crates in places too risky to reach on your own. Maybe now, with Leon's help, you can finally grab the rest. As you lead him through the site, you feel the weight of his gaze scanning the area, always assessing, always alert. He moves like a trained agent. Well, considering that he is, I would hope so. Calculated, confident. He makes it all look so easy, like he's strolling through a park instead of a half-collapsed death trap. Then, voices echo through the steel beams, faint but unmistakable. You and Leon freeze at the same time. We need to clear all this junk out. She's still using those damn explosives. I don't know where she keeps finding more of them. Shit. You can't see them, but you can hear their footsteps crunching through the rubble. Too many of them handle head-on. Tensions coil in your gut as you look at Leon, who's already watching you with an annoyingly calm expression. If we want to search in peace, we need to get rid of them. Or we could just sneak past them. You shoot him a withering glare, voice dripping with sarcasm. Yeah, because that's worked so well for me in the past. These people aren't exactly blind, Leon. Getting to them to leave is safe. Sneaking past them is smarter. Less chance of getting caught. The air behind you crackles, each of you digging in your heels, neither willing to back down. I think we should stealth it. Because, like, making them leave is just gonna be like, she's here! That's, like, more effort. I feel like if we could just sneak past, that's, like, a little less effort. Let's do that. You let out a frustrated sigh, but relent. Fine, we'll do it your way this time. You both crouch low, moving quietly through the site. Leon takes the lead, his movements smooth and silent. You follow, every muscle tense, hyper-aware of the townsfolk patrolling nearby. The faint sound of their voices is a constant reminder of the danger, and for a moment, you can almost feel his confidence seeping into you, steady at your own steps. After what feels like forever, you reach a cluster of crates. You start rummaging through them as quietly as possible. but they're empty. Then, a voice shatters the silence. Who's there?
Stop right there!
Your heart lurches, and before you can even process the words, gunshots ring out, echoing through the crumbling site. You and Leon bolt, adrenaline flooding through your veins as you scramble over broken concrete, piles of rusted metal. Shouts chase after you, growing louder, closer. You stumble, and Leon's hand shoots out, gripping your arm and pulling you in just in time, keeping you from face planting into a pile of debris. It's funny how I always end up in his arms. It's like it's where I'm meant to be. Finally, you manage to lose them, ducking onto a quieter, hidden section of the construction site. Once you're clear, you pull your arm free, wincing as a sharp pain flares up your leg. Oh no! Great plan, Leon. Real smooth. Hey, at least we got a workout in. Cardio's important. You roll your eyes, but hold back a harsher retort. The two of you search the crates nearby, working quickly. After a few minutes, your hand finally lands on a stash of explosives, and you lift up with a sigh of relief. But a part of you wonders if it'll be enough. Well, it'll have to do. We gotta get the frick out of Dodge, babes. You move to a different crate and try to pry it open. Let me. I can do it. I know. I just don't want you to get hurt. Plus, I have these, like, rippling pectorals and these massive guts. You give him a skeptical look, arching an eyebrow. Look at you, being a gentleman. I always am. And steps in, taking your spot with that infuriating calm. We get it. You think his calmness, you wish he would just... But in his eagerness, just take it off! His shirt snatches on a jagged piece of the metal jutting out of the crate, tearing one side and exposing a strip of bare skin. You can't help the smirk that tugs at your lips. Nice one, Agent. He looks down at the ruined shirt, unimpressed. Just what I needed. You turn back to the explosives, putting them in the bag, trying to ignore the rustling fabric behind you. But when you glance over, he's shrugging off the shirt entirely. We're in a war zone. Why are you doing this right now? Hold on. Leaving his upper body bare, every line and muscle exposed in the dim light. I love how he still kept his like holster thing on. Like he's like, all right, I gotta take this off, but I gotta put this back on. What do you mean? For a second, you're caught off guard, your eyes lingering on the hard planes of his chest and the subtle movement of his shoulders. You force yourself to look away, jaw clenched. But he notices, and he's clearly not letting you off the hook. Didn't think you could distract it that easily. You clench your jaw, willing your pulse to steady. I'm just wondering if you plan on strutting around like that. We're here for supplies, not a show. He chuckles, tossing the torn shirt aside with a smirk. As much as you'd love that, I've got a spare on my bike. Unless, of course, you want me to stay like this. Without missing a beat, you raise an eyebrow, leaning in just enough to make him hesitate. And what if I do? He blinks, clearly not expecting that. You let a small, mocking smile slip through before pulling back. Relax. I'm messing with you. As if I'd ever want that. Girl, why are you lying? Could have fooled me. Ah! You roll your eyes, turning on your heels and heading toward the bike. But as you walk, you can feel his gaze lingering on you, like he's trying to puzzle something out. Oh God, how long does this take? I guess if this town is huge, it's like, damn, we couldn't get this all done in one day. We have to do 3 separate, I guess we have to bond. The ride back to her place is shrouded in the rich amber glow of the setting sun, casting long shadows across the path. Leon tries to focus on the road, but it's hard to ignore the warmth of her thighs pressed against him, the way her grip tightens every time they hit a bump. She's distracting in an infuriating, impossible to ignore way. Oh yes, sir. As they near her place, he spots a small group gathering on the street corner. Oh God. Their voice is low but thick with tension. She taps his shoulder, signaling for him to stop. They both listen, half hidden in the deepening shadows. Bodies in the forest. She's done it again. She needs to be stopped.
I am helping y'all. What?
Eventually, the group disperses and Leon nudges the bike forward, guiding it through the empty streets as dust descends around them. Silence stretches between them, thick and charged until he breaks it. Well, it seems you're pretty popular around here. She huffs, as if shaking off the weight of the conversation. I'm the most popular in town. Get your facts straight. He accelerates the bike, jolting it forward as they weave through the empty streets. Her arm instinctively wraps around his waist, pressing her body firmly against his back. Glancing over his shoulder, he smirks. Better hold on, Miss Popular. Ah! Popular! You sit on the floor, turning your focus to your bandages.
Why am I always getting like slashed up?
Sadness twists in your gut as you remember the faces of the townsfolk you once knew. People who had welcomed you, people whose stores you'd visited, whose homes you'd seen with your family. Now, they're hollow. 'Cause I'm hollow! Sorry, oh my God, I don't... Troy Kelly, what are you doing here? Driven only by the urge to kill you, the memory hits harder than you'd like. You reach for a spot in your back where an old wound has started to ache. Maybe even open up again. Oh my God, is he gonna like tend to my wounds? Ah! But you can't reach it, yes he is! Ah! Cursing softly, you dropped your hand, feeling both exhausted and helpless. Leon moves closer, crouching beside you. His face is unreadable as his gaze shifts to your wounds, something unspoken flickering in his eyes. Can I? Hell yes, sir! You hesitate, that mix of bone-deep exhaustion and something deeper, something harder to name. unsteadily.
It's a like. You like him. You like him. It's a feeling of like.
His hands move to your back, the press of his fingers steady, careful. The touch is firm, yet gentle. Oh, I bet it is! You feel the warmth of his fingertips, the weight of his focus, and you flinch, unprepared for the unexpected tenderness. A lump rises in your throat, and you realize that it's been years since anyone has touched you like this. Such care. It hits you harder than any wound could.
Did it hurt? When you fell from heaven? No.
No, you keep your gaze fixed ahead, focusing on the sharp, earthy smell of the herbs rather than the heat of his hand on your skin.
But it's impossible to ignore him completely. Yeah, I bet it is, girl. Ah!
He asks where the spare gauze is, and you mumble its location, barely aware of the words leaving your mouth. When he finishes, his thumb lingers, gazing over your skin as if he can't quite bring himself to let go. Then don't! Your pulse races. In involuntary reaction, you're certain he feels under his fingertips. The realization snaps you out of it, and you push yourself up quickly, starting to face him.
Girl, be nice.
The words die on your lips as you catch sight of him, a half-formed laugh bubbling up instead. Leon tilts his head, confused. What? What happened? What happened? His hair is tangled with cobwebs and a bit of dust.
Am I gonna like fix his hair? Girl, please!
You try to hold back your amusement, but it's impossible.
Nothing, Spider Boy. Girl, these nicknames have got to stop. These are not good.
Leon's hand immediately goes to his head, fingers brushing through his hair.
Perfect. Just the look I was going for. Dungeon chic.
Your laughter spills over, breaking the silence. There's too much webbing.
He can't see to clear it. Good thing I have 2 hands, baby!
No, idiot. Here, let me do it. He goes still as you reach for him, fingers working carefully through the strands of his hair. The room falls quiet again, the silence thickening around you as you pick out each bit of webbing. His breathing slows, deepens, and when your fingers brush against his scalp, you feel his chest rise and a slight hitch in his breath. For a moment, he lifts his eyes, meeting yours. They're darker, softer, watching you with an intensity that makes your heart skip.
Oh my god, I've only known him for a day. What do you mean? This is fanfiction, it's fine.
You could feel the warmth of him, smell the faint scent of gunpowder and leather that clings to him. And when his gaze drops to your mouth,
he lets out a breath.
Small, almost soundless, but heavy.
Oh my god!
Your pulse hammers, your fingers pausing in his hair, frozen by the realization that his hand is hovering close to your waist. Close enough that you feel its warmth even without the touch.
Come on!
The moment stretches, something electric in the air between you both, your breath mingling in the charged quiet.
Pull back! Never! Wait!
You pause, holding his gaze for a second longer, the air thickening between you. Leon shifts, blinking as if breaking a spell, then shakes his head, taking a half step back, his eyes darting anywhere but at you.
Oh! We're getting there. We're building it. The tension is being built. The payoff will be worth it.
You clear your throat, hoping he can't hear the faint tremor in it. I'll take the first watch tonight. You should rest. He watches you, almost like he's about to argue, but something in your expression, or maybe in his own exhaustion, stops him. He gives a small, reluctant nod, then settles down on the couch. You watch as he finally lets his guard drop, even if only for a moment, his shoulders relaxing onto the cushion as his eyes fall shut. You glance down at your fingers, the tingle lingering.
He needs to wash his hair.
The warmth of the sunset fades slowly, casting the room in muted shadows, soft and heavy. You settle on the floor, flamethrower in hand, half alert to every shift, every quiet sound from where Leon sleeps. Despite the pull of exhaustion, you resist, staying alert. Eyes sharp as you keep watch. Just as your mind begins to drift, a soft choke sound pierces silence. Half muffled, yet unmistakable. Oh my god, is Leon having a nightmare? Leon stirs relentlessly, his face twisted in the dim light, caught in the throes of whatever nightmares haunt him. The faint, pain sound feels like a punch to the chest, striking too close. You can't bear it. Without thinking, you cross the room, sitting beside him, and place a hand on his shoulder, gently shaking him awake. Leon, wake up. His eyes fly open, wide and unfocused, his gaze meeting yours with a mix of fear and confusion. His breath is uneven, and for a moment he doesn't move, doesn't speak, as though he's still trapped somewhere else. Slowly, his gaze sharpens, taking in the familiar surroundings. He rubs his shaky hand over his face, his forehead damp with sweat. A faint shiver runs through him. You're unused to offering comfort, unfamiliar with the vulnerability of it, but you remember small, distant gestures, how your parents would hold you, ground you when the night grew too dark.
Is he having a panic attack?
I don't know if he's having a panic attack. I'll just tell him, listen, Leon, just focus on my voice. He blinks, his gaze flicking to you as if grounding himself in your presence. The wildness in his eyes fades slightly, acting on instinct. You lean in closer, your hand lingering on his shoulder. His body shifts towards you, unconsciously seeking out warmth and steadiness. Ah! He presses closer, his hand finding its way to the small of your back. I don't know what scares me more. The things I've seen, or the idea that this might be the rest of my life. I barely remember what normal even feels like. Without thinking, you pull him in tighter, committing to the feel of his warmth and the steadying press of his weight against you to memory. I get it. I wish I didn't. But I do. He hums softly, a sound halfway between relief and resignation, his tension melting as he lets himself lean into you. His breath steadies, and for a moment, the two of you are wrapped in a shared silence, the kind that feels less empty and more whole. You start to imagine, just for a second, what a life like this would be like, where these quiet, stolen moments aren't so rare, where his touch isn't fleeting. Then, as if sensing the shift, he abruptly pulls back. Oh, come back! His gaze drops. He clears his throat, a barrier rising again between you. Thanks. I'll keep watch now. I won't be able to fall asleep anyway. He rises to his feet, stepping towards the kitchen, but not before you catch a brief flicker in his eyes. A look that mirrors this feeling still lingering on your skin, the strange, subtle ache left by his warmth. Silently, you take your spot on the couch, your mind spinning, replaying the warmth, the closeness, the way he'd held on to you for that brief, charged moment. You know rest won't come easily tonight either. I don't know why I ad-libbed that last part. Leon's POV! He watches her as she sleeps, her face softening in the quiet peace of it. The comfort between them tonight had been good. Too good. Unnervingly so. He shouldn't let himself get so attached. He knows better than anyone how quickly trauma binds people, weaving fragile connections from shared pain. But soon, he'll be gone, off to fight some other nightmare in another cursed place. She could still have a life after this. Something steady, something real, something he gave up a long time ago. It's too late for him. The idea of a future, of a life beyond the fight, hovers in the back of his mind like a cruel joke, something he refuses to reach for. He won't let himself hope for anything beyond survival. This is so sad. I forgot how devastating Leon's character is. Like, a lot of it is like conjecture based off like the fans and like how we read him, but that could be said for pretty much anyone in the Resi universe, honestly. Except Clara. I think she's actually doing decently fine. Hope is dangerous. He can't afford it. It costs too much money. You wake to the soft light of early morning filtering through sealed windows, a quiet stillness hanging in the air like it does every morning. For a moment, you let yourself lie there, gathering in the fractured pieces of last night in your mind. His warmth, the way he'd lean into your embrace before pulling away. The echo of it lingers, a faint ache that tightens in your chest. But when you finally sit up, any trace of that moment is gone. Leon stands near the door. No breakfast? His back to you as he checks his gear, his movements sharp and efficient, a steely resolve masking any vulnerability he'd shown. He doesn't look at you, doesn't even acknowledge your presence as you rise. The contrast is jarring, the memory of last night's closeness dissolving to the cold distance of his posture. Breakfast is on the table. Okay, never mind. My man's is so thoughtful. Why would I ever think otherwise? That's so foolish of me. You frown, an edge of frustration tugging at you. His tone is clipped, his eyes hard as he straps on his gear, every action radiating an almost palpable wall of distance. How do you feel? Fine. Don't get the wrong idea about yesterday. Ah! Leon! His words sting colder than you expected. That is like harsh. Like, I thought we had a bonding moment. I cradled you in my arms. Same. It didn't mean anything. You're still insufferable. Good. You square your shoulders, swallowing down your own frustration as you gather your things, each movement pointed and deliberate. After last night, this cold detachment feels like a slap, a calculated retreat back into distance. The silence between you is thick and heavy, each of you moving with a determination that borders on anger. Why are we mad? I mean, I know why I would be mad. I don't know why he's mad. Like, bro, you're causing the energy to be like this. Just simply stop. It's okay. We'll be fine. Just like how you're fine. By the time you reach the church, the sun is dipping low, casting the place in a shadow crimson glow. Bars. Everything feels on edge, and you can't tell if it's him or the damn mission. It's probably both. Smell hits you immediately. Ugh. Thick decay clinging to the air like a warning. Your stomach twists. The interior is in disarray. Overturned pews, shattered glass littering the floor, dried bloodstains smeared on the walls. Near the altar, bones and tattered clothing lie in a haphazard pile, some looking fresher than others. A chill runs down your spine. Have the townsfolk been using this place for sacrifices? Moving cautiously, you scan for the keycard until Leon gestures to the wooden balcony, pointing to the white lab coat hanging loosely over the railing. A skeleton slumps over it, twisted and limp. I'll go get it. No, I will. His gaze snaps at you, cold and challenging. If you're so eager to get yourself killed, go find some other way to do it. Attitude? You clench your fist, stepping up to him, close enough to see the hard line on his jaw. This man grates on you, always assuming he knows best. If you guys just kissed, I think that would solve a lot of these problems going on right now. I'm just saying, it's just a theory. A
games. If I wanted your opinion, I'd ask for it. Don't pretend you give a damn about me. The venom in your voice cuts through the air, and for a second, you think you see something flicker in his eyes. Something dark, like frustration, but edged with something hotter. He opens his mouth to reply, but before he can, oh God, here we go. A slow, wet, scraping sound echoes through the church, dragging along the floor. The sun dips lower. Creatures inside the church. Leon doesn't hesitate. He grabs your arm and pulls you toward the shadow corner where a small confession booth stands. You resist, glancing back at the mask that fell, oh no, to the ground as he...
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
Is it pollen time? But his grip tightens, drag you to the cramped space before you think twice. You barely make it inside before the heavy footsteps close in, filling the silence with a sickening shuffle. The pheromones... Here we go! A heady, overpowering scent, sugary and dark, coating your senses like a blanket you can't escape. Your skin prickles with heat. This track needs to chill. A flush creeping on your cheeks, your pulse quickening. You bite your lip, struggling to resist the hazy, tingling sensation coursing through you. Leon's jaw tightens, his eyes narrowing as he fights the same effect. Or you could just give in. His breaths are shallow, each exhale brushing warm against your neck. His hands find yours, the contact grounding and electric all at once. With trembling fingers, you rip open a mothball package, thrusting it close with both of your noses. It helps, but not enough. The creatures slink past outside, their scent hanging in the air, winding its way through every inch of you, heightening the tension between you and Leon. You cling to his arm, feeling the tautness of his muscles as he restrains himself. His body coiled, almost as if he's battling the urge to open the door and pursue them. Why did I say it like that? Pursue them! Yet, his hands remain firm on yours, holding you in place, anchoring you to the moment. As the creature finally shuffles away, a silent tense fills the booth. Your hands grip the door handle, ready to chase after them, but Leon's strong grip closes over yours, holding it shut. Well, yeah, if they're still in there, don't just immediately bust out. Have you ever seen a horror film? Nobody ever wants to wait a few seconds, especially if they're not onto you, like babe. His strength catches you off guard, and you roll to face him, anger flaring. Leon, let go! You're not going after them. Argue. The words ignite something fierce inside of you, and without a second thought, you push him hard, pinning him back against the wall. His jaw clenches, his eyes flashing with surprise and something else. Darker, more open. He still as you hold him there, waiting, his gaze steady, but filled with a challenge, almost staring you. Who the hell do you think you are? You think you can just walk in here and make everything right? You've only made things worse since you showed up. I can't wait for you to leave so I can get all of this. Forget that you were even here. The words hit him hard. You can see the anger flash across his face, mixed with something hurt. But instead of pushing back, he just looks at you, his voice thick with frustration. Trust me, I can't wait to forget about you too. You reckless, stubborn. You cut him off.
Oh my God.
Yes! Ah! You cut him off, slamming him back against the wall, your lips meeting him in a desperate, furious clash. There's no thought, no caution. Just raw need spilling over, the culmination of the days of pent-up frustration. His hands find your waist, his fingers stinging in possessively as he pulls you closer. Let's freaking go, chat! Every movement is charged, the intensity crackling between you both. It's not soft, not gentle. There's only anger and desire tangling up in a way that neither of you can control. A low, almost pleading sound escapes him. Ah, yes, I love a whimpering tag. A crack in his control as he turns you around, pressing you firmly but carefully against the rough wood. Oh! His lips trail down your neck, lingering with each breath, his touch fervent and hesitant, as though he's barely holding back a flood of need beneath the surface. There's a tremble in his fingers as he slides your... His urgency betraying him. I don't know if I can say this, but his hands pause, tracing the curve of your hips with a tenderness that catches you off guard. Oh my God. What is this rated? Okay. In the confession booth is crazy. Oh, grounding himself in the moment. Okay. Wait, what? Hold on. It's okay. It was just the pheromones, Leon. Right. Just the pheromones. Oh, just the pheromones. Girl, bye. The tension simmers between you, though part of you wants more. Yeah, like a committed relationship. Your mind is clear enough to recognize the need to leave. Now, you still gotta get the key card, though. Oh my God, the sunset. Did you get the key card, though? Did we get the key card, guys? When you mount his bike, though you wish you were mounting something else. Leon reaches back for your hands, guiding them around his waist. His fingers linger a heartbeat longer than necessary, that final touch stirring the heat that hasn't quite left your body. You rest your cheek against his back, letting the warmth of him soak into you, a small reluctant smile hidden from his view. Yeah, I bet. You tell yourself to forget it, to push the memory aside, but it clings to you, refusing to fade. Cause you like each other. So, who gets first watch? Neither of you are looking at each other, and as you step forward, you end up bumping into him. His hands move instinctively to steady you, his grip firm and grounding. You glance up, your eyes flicking down to his lips, your body reacting before your mind has a chance to catch up. We can decide later. The tension in his voice mirrors your own, a hint of something more than just exhaustion or proximity. Your gaze settles on his mouth, and he hesitates only a moment before leading in. Closing the space between you. Yes! Yes! Your lips meet in a kiss that's hesitant at first, each of you testing the waters, as though unsure if it's okay to give it, but it deepens quickly, growing more urgent, a shared hunger that flares up from the quiet. Leon pulls back, his eyes scanning the room, a brief look of focus returning to his expression. We need to focus. No we don't, we're good. You don't pull back. Neither does he. The keys? The kiss deepens, your breaths mingling as the urgency builds, the tension stretching until it's almost unbearable. You press closer, feeling the heat radiate between you. But a faint noise breaks through the haze, quiet shuffling sound from one of the back rooms. Leon freezes, his head turning towards the noise, but it's too late. Oh no! Shadows spill into the room, townsfolk moving fast and silent. Before either of you can react, rough hands grab you from behind, dragging you backward as you struggle, your limbs caught up in their grip. You didn't lock the door, girl? Leon fights back, a flash of anger in his eye, but he's overpowered too, forced to his knees beside you. Oh no! Are they gonna sacrifice us to the bugs?
Yes.
When you regain conscious, you're in a cage, cold iron pressing against your back. Your gaze darts around dimly lit clearing, only to see Leon lying across from you, stirring, his expression clouded and disoriented. A figure steps forward, the leader of the townsfolk, his eyes glinting with dark intent as he studies you both. I tried to reason with you, but you won't listen. So now, you'll see it. Feel it. You push against the bar of the cage. Soon you'll be one of us. It disappears in the shadow just as a sickly sweet scent fills the air. Oh, not again. Thick and cloying. Clowing? What is that word?
Cloying.
It seeps into your lungs, spreading through your body with a heaty warmth, fogging your thoughts, clouding your senses. Dread pulls to your stomach. You push against the bars again, desperation flooding you, but they hold fast, the unforgetting metal biting into your skin. Heat floods your veins, a flush crawling up your neck as every inch of you feels electrified, hypersensitive, in front of everybody. What is it, the exhibitionist tag? I did not see coming, y'all. You push yourself against the bar, instinctively trying to get closer to the source of the scent, but the cage holds firm. Frustration and desire mix, intensifying with every breath as the scent works its way through you, impossible to resist. Round two! Your gaze falls on Leon, and you see he's affected too. His body tense, shivering as he grips the bars, his chest heaving. His gaze meets yours, his eyes dark, filled with the same aching need. He fights it, jaw clenched, but you can see it's only a matter of time before the pheromones overwhelm him completely. The primal urge to move, to feel, is consuming, and when the need to follow the creatures finally subsides, a different heat takes its place, pulsing through you, desperate for release. Your body is too hot, every nerve straining, and you turn to Leon, feeling the pull of him, the closeness between you, the only relief from the unbearable ache. You reach out, your hand finding his, and he shudders through your touch, his grip tightening as if holding onto you is the only thing keeping him grounded. I can't take it anymore. I need you. You close the distance between you, succumbing to the pull, your mind hazy. In that moment, nothing else mattered. Not the cage, not the watching eyes, not the twisted situation you find yourselves in. There's only you and him, lost in the heat that won't fade. The end? What? Wait, a tape comes out of the TV. You grab it. You have a feeling you should give it to someone. Oh, is this a... Oh, who am I giving it to? Oh, that explains the skin color. Oh. What the? Someone is humming a spooky tune. Hey, you're back. Come, let's have a talk. Okay. Is this you telling me to subscribe to your Patreon? So, I guess that's it. I guess we die in the end.
Hi, hello there. I'm back with the Interrupting Aquarium to make this video even longer. So, I don't know why I didn't realize this in the moment when I was initially recording this, but I could have gone back to see what the other choice would have gotten me, because in my eyes, by the time I finished editing this, I got a bad ending. So that's what I did.
I had save files this entire time?
What? I managed to go back to that choice and chose the other option, and as a result, you and Leon are able to get out of the house before the townsfolk can snatch you up, and then you make way to your emergency hideout, I guess.
Even with so little time together, it feels like your souls are crafted from the same battered material.
Hey, yo, bars?
Scarred but unbreakable, forged by the same fire. It's an unspoken promise, lingering between you as the first light begins to filter in.
Imagine there's like 20 more hours of gameplay. You have a nice cute moment, but then you're like, all right, we gotta lock in, actually. We gotta lock the frick in. So you lock in. There's a fun merchant mention, which I love.
And ran into a strange merchant.
Oh my god, what are you buying? After you get all of your necessary boom devices, you head into the lab, because that was the whole point of doing all this. You make your way through there, you're blasting these icky bugs, you know, everyone you run into. And then for some reason, you and Leon get into an argument. I'm just like, why are we fighting? We need to lock in. What is going on? Hello, this is the end game. What's happening? And then as a result, you each get snatched away. And then this is where I found out that this actually was the bad ending.
In the end, your last thought is regret, wishing you had found a way to work together. But that chance is gone now, swallowed by darkness.
What? What do you mean I'm dead? I didn't have the option. What I got initially when I played this the first time was the correct ending, which is like, okay, I guess, sure. Angst with no happy ending. Hurrah. But then, and I don't know what prompted me to scroll. I noticed this isn't even the full game. This is just what's available on the itch.io page. The actual dating sim, I guess, has 8 alternate endings and an animated scene. So if this video does well, and by well, I have 10 people yell at me to do the actual game, I'll buy it and I'll play it and we can play it together and I'll do it in a video. Because me personally, I'm not satisfied with this ending. What do you mean we both died? Huh? Yeah. Sorry this video is so long. It was not my intention. I slush my words around. I don't know why. And then also I add in words, or I say different words than what is written in front of me. I don't know why. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. So back to me, I guess. I got so into it, my scrunchie fell out. That's crazy. That was Requiem's Echo. I guess we died in the end, but it's okay. We died having a good time. I'm gonna leave a link to that page if you want to check it out, and their Patreon if you want to be a part of that. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you like the video, like the video, subscribe. Apparently a lot of people who watch the videos aren't subscribed, but it's free, which is cool. So you can do that if you'd like. Until next time, my dream believers and adventure seekers, bye!